Hello, loves, and welcome to the Red Hares and Daffodils Homestead Kitchen. If you're new to the channel, my name is Kate. It's so nice to have you guys back in my kitchen again today. Today we are borrowing a recipe from Perfect Recipes for Having People Over by Pam Anderson. Not the Pam Anderson that we all think of. She is I had to double check, she is a brunette. So it's not the Pam Anderson, but a different one. We are making an apple crostata today. Now, when you look at it, you're thinking, Kate, you're mispronouncing an apple galette. It's a galette, not a crostata. A crostata and a galette are the exact same things. A crostata is the Italian term for an apple galette, and an apple galette is the French term for an apple crostata. So they're interchangeable. They do the exact same thing. An apple galette is normally round in shape, where a crostata is normally rectangular in shape. That's about the only difference. But we're going to have some fun with some apples today. We already have 3 pounds of apples peeled and cored and sliced up to about 1/4 inch thickness. In our bowl here set aside, I'm going to go ahead and get 3 tablespoons of butter and these apples going on a skillet on the stove. Alrighty. And I need to add in a 1/2 cup of sugar into the apple mixture. So let me grab my white granulated sugar here. I knew I was forgetting one step. Alrighty, loves. Our next step is that we need 1 frozen but thawed sheet of Pepperidge Farm's Puff Pastry sheets out from a 17.3 ounce box. It comes with 2 sheets enclosed into it. And we need to lightly flour. I've got my barrel rolling pin here, and I'm just going to slowly and carefully press this out so that we make this a little bit more rectangular to fit on our baking sheet that we've got here. This doesn't have to be exact science, but I think it needs to be a little bit thinner. I'm just following the recipe book. So and I added enough flour that's not necessarily sticky. Okay, I'm just going to give it one more light roll. And the good thing about this pastry is that if you gently tug on it, it moves with you. So if your dough is looking a little wonky, kind of like what mine is right now, you can just gently stretch it back. And when we're going to get this onto our baking sheet right now, when we go to fill, so let me stir my apples real quick. When we go to fill our pastry sheet, we're going to leave about a 2-inch rim, and we're going to fold it over. So it doesn't matter if it's still a little curvy, little wavy. We're just trying to cook out, all the butter's already melted here. We're just trying to cook out some of the liquids out of the apples right now. So this will take about maybe 10 minutes or so. All right, let's get our pastry sheet. All righty, perfect. Alrighty, lovelies. Now that we've got the pastry, the puff pastry sheet all situated and ready to go, we are going to continue cooking out all of the liquid out of our apples. We've got in our pan right now, we've got 3 tablespoons of butter, a half cup of sugar, and a 3-pound bag of Honeycrisp apples. So we're just letting all this, and we've got it on a pretty good medium-high heat per our instructions. So we're just stirring this around because I don't want any of that sugar to caramelize at this point, and I just want to make sure that all of this has a chance to brown and to get all this wonderful, wonderful apple juice cooked out of it. It's been about 10-15 minutes since we put our apples in the freezer, so let's go ahead and get those out. Let's give them a stir and see how they're doing. There's still a little bit of heat coming off of them, but for the most part, it's because they look and feel cooled down. A couple of the apples have frozen to the side of the bowl here, so it has cooled down significantly. So let's go ahead and get these spread out onto our puff pastry sheet. There is still a little bit of syrup that's in the bottom of the bowl, and we do not want to waste that. That is part of our flavor. And like the recipe book said, we want to leave about a 2-inch border along the side of it, so there should be enough just for a nice layer of apples along the bottom here. And this is meant to look and be rustic, so this doesn't have to look perfect by any means. Panera's and Starbucks, this is not. And the one thing I did not prepare is I need 1 large egg white beaten, because I'm going to, when I fold over the crust here, I am going to do it as a slight egg glaze onto the top of our pastry. So I will need to get that. I kind of forgot that step. So like I said, this is a working kitchen. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get this slightly folded over. The recipe book does say where the corners match, where the corners meet, you want to kind of unfold it a little bit so that it doesn't have all of that built up puff pastry in that corner. We want to make sure that we don't have a big mouthful of pastry. So I'm just kind of leaving them like little mouse ears or elephant ears. I'm just leaving them to where there'll be a nice bite, almost a little handle, if you will. Alrighty, let me grab an egg out of our fridge and get that beaten up. Do, 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 do. Alrighty, loves, we got our 1 egg. I just need to separate out the egg white. I actually successfully did that. I don't know how. After dropping the eggshell and dropping the yolk into there, it started to break, but I was able to pull out the yolk completely. Don't ask me to do that again. Oh, goodness gracious. Alrighty. Get a fork here. Try to break up. Get it just a little bit. Alrighty. And I've got my handy dandy pastry brush here. Well, that does not look appealing. There we go. I'm just going to gently wipe the edges, the exposed pastry edges here. Alrighty. And this is going to go into a preheated 400-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes. So I will see you guys back. Oops, yes. Thank you. Forgot to add in my 1 tablespoon of sugar. We're going to sprinkle that around the outside. Thank you so much, honey, for remembering that. This is not a make it or break it step, but this will certainly make it taste extra yummy. Alrighty. 25 to 30 minutes. Oh my goodness. My goodness, oh my goodness, this putting the sugar on the outside of the, along with the egg wash, it is, I don't know if you guys can hear that. The corners have unfolded a little bit. Excuse me, all that pastry has puffed up. The apples are still exuding a little bit of juice and everything. I just want to try to find a way to sneak a peek underneath here and just make sure that it is cooked and browned all the way on the bottom. Oh yeah, we're good. Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to let this cool and send half of it over to my brother, and we're going to keep the other half for ourselves. And I cannot wait to cut into this and big old dollop of ice cream or some whipped cream on it. Oh my goodness. Talk about yum, yum, yum. But thank you so much for joining us on today's video. This was our apple crostata, one for the books. So I will link Perfect Recipes for Having People Over by Pam Anderson. I will link that down below, both on the blog with the recipe and in the description box down below with a shortcut link to Amazon. Again, I'm not affiliated. There's no commission links, anything. I just link things that turn out really well and work for me. So here in my little home kitchen. So alrighty, from my heart to yours, from my kitchen to yours, hugs and loves.